This course is designed to introduce numeracy concepts that are important in business, as well as clarifying key terminology. A budget lays the framework for what you will allocate your funds to and how you will finance projects. The value of something today is not the same as the value of something in the future.
Everyone has unconscious bias. It's part of being human. Just think about it. You judged me the moment you turned your screen on and saw me. With CQ Drive, we will learn to identify unconscious bias and begin to discuss practical strategies to minimize their impact. Never underestimate the power of a small action. It will have massive consequences and impact many, many more lives.
Business writing can make or break your career.
The good news is that we can teach you to increase the impact of all your written communications.
I'm Joanne Richards.
I'm Richard Bainan, and together
We'll be presenting a masterclass
on the essential business skill of writing.
over 4 hours.
We'll teach you to be clear, professional, and effective, and boost your confidence.
Join our online masterclass and we'll transform the image you project.
In all your written communications.
One country in particular has been investing in creativity and the results are incredible. Can you guess what it is? Starting from an incredibly low base after the Korean War ended in the 1950s, South Korea was poorer than Mozambique. The government embarked on an ambitious infrastructure and economic development plan, and within 30 years, the city of Seoul had been transformed, which was essentially a slum in 1950, to a city worth hosting the Olympics in 1998. It's an amazing transformation story. By 2012, the government was satisfied that they'd caught up with the rest of the world. And at that point, there was only one way that South Korea could keep moving forward. They needed to invest in creativity and innovation. So together with her committed administration, President Park Geun-hye put in place an action plan to lay a new foundation of creativity and innovation for the creation of jobs and markets, the advancement of innovation, especially in scientific technology and ICT, the development and export of artistic talent and culture, and for the establishment of a society that respects creativity. The result? South Korea has grown into the world's 12th largest economy. It is now the most innovative nation in the world, according to Bloomberg's Innovation Index. Seoul boasts the top spot as the world's fastest connected city, with cheap, high-speed Wi-Fi available everywhere and a transformation story known as the Miracle on the Han River. The export of South Korean culture, known as Hallyu or the Korean Wave, is evident in Korean music, K-pop, dance, beauty products, TV and film.
So this online masterclass is about using design thinking to radically reimagine your business model beyond COVID-19. This class will give you the insights and the tools you need to work with your team to reimagine and pivot your business into the future. Now, COVID-19 has really concentrated disruption into every business on the planet within a 6-week time frame. Now, these disruptions are taking place across the value chain, affecting production and distribution and workforce planning and supply chain management. Now, even if all of these constraints were removed today, would your market still be intact? And would your customers think about you in the same way they did previously? Now, any one of these disruptions would warrant what we call a business model review. But when they all happen concurrently, it really demands a complete rethink. So in our Design Masterclass, we're going to look at companies that have already pivoted their business models as a result of COVID-19. From Tesla, who are now producing ventilators, to Emirates, who are dialing down on passenger travel and up on cargo, and even looking locally at the likes of Netflyers to now deliver fresh fruit and veg to your home. So we're going to unpack the thinking and the tools that allow these businesses to really widen their gaze, but at the same time narrow their focus. So in our class, what are you going to do? We're going to learn the tools necessary to rapidly evolve your business model. We're going to build a framework to help you develop fresh opportunities to commercialize at scale. And we're going to help you master the skills to rapidly test and learn new solutions in market with a prototype. We'll also wrap this all in a design thinking process that will easily help you get this done. Looking forward to seeing you online.
Like most leaders, you're probably finding that your environment is becoming more and more uncertain and very disruptive. Under these conditions, it's particularly difficult to prepare and plan for the future. You're probably finding that you have to experiment with new and different ways of designing your business and the way it works. Well, there are ways to cope with these challenges based on the latest research. There are new developments for you to manage uncertainty, to prepare for the future in meaningful ways, and new proven models to design and develop your organisation. Our new course on strategic resilience will outline practical ways of dealing with these issues. It's based on thorough research and focused on application. So I invite you to join me, Dr. Norman Shawn and Gibbs, on this online program for a very new way of looking at all these challenges.
Hi, my name is Mike Stopforth, and I'd like to extend an invitation to you to join me on Digital Essentials for Strategic Leaders. We begin the program by unpacking basic technological terms, demystifying some of those hyped up and buzzworthy phrases that we use every day and sometimes have very different definitions for. We're going to understand exactly what digital really means, and by extension, what digital transformation really means. Your learning experience will be a combination of videos, just like this one, some reading material, some case studies, and then, of course, some practical examples that will really help embed some of the principles of digital transformation and digital disruption strategy for senior managers, for directors, for C-suite executives, and even for business owners and entrepreneurs. We're going to unpack things like artificial intelligence, big data, and cloud computing, the fundamental building blocks of the world of computing around us. And then we're going to go in depth into things like blockchain and cryptocurrency. We're going to talk about augmented and virtual reality, the Internet of Things, nanotechnology, biotechnology, and what all of these things mean on a practical level for your organization. We'll then go on to introduce a framework, something I call the spectrum for digital transformation, that will offer you 4 possible strategies for incorporating technological differentiation into your business, for thinking about how you use these tools to navigate a rapidly changing environment, a customer that has more specific and more nuanced needs than ever before, and a rapidly shifting competitive landscape. We're going to learn from local and international case studies. We're going to learn from businesses like Lego and BBVA in Spain. We're going to learn from Naspers and Showmax, Maersk Shipping, Philip Morris International. And you'll come out of the program with a certification from Gibbs and the authority and credibility and confidence to talk about these terms and the trends behind them in a way that empowers you to make decisions for a nuanced and demanding customer, for an environment that is shifting all the time, and for a rapidly changing competitive landscape.
Hi everybody, my name's Ryan Bacher. I'm the Managing Director and co-founder of NetFlorist. We've been in the e-commerce industry for 20 years. We were one of the first to begin, and I'll be doing a masterclass on e-commerce at Gibbs coming up. It's a good time to be thinking about e-commerce. We've seen over the last few months, because of COVID, that South Africans are more likely to purchase online. They're more interested in looking online for stuff. And if you're a small business, an entrepreneur, a startup, a big business, and you've been thinking about taking your ideas online, now is a particularly good time to do so. The masterclass is basically going to be demystifying e-commerce. The goal, if you join it, is to help you understand the basics of e-commerce, which is website design, Google Analytics once you have your website up, or any analytics, understanding what your customers are doing on your website. We'll be touching on UX, so how to get customers to add something to basket and how to get them to check out successfully. We'll be looking at digital marketing, which is a terrifying thing for most people. Again, we'll be demystifying it, dumbing it down. So we'll be looking at Google and AdWords and search engine optimization, or SEO. Don't worry, these things are terrifying, but we'll make them simple and easy. Facebook marketing, email marketing. We'll be looking at things like payment, how to get things delivered in South Africa, and what you'll leave with is a broad-based understanding of e-commerce. It won't be so scary for you anymore. Hopefully you'll get excited about it and you'll take your ideas online. Hope to see you there.
Hello, my name's Chris Gibbons. I'd like to invite you to join me at Gibbs Online for my new introductory media training course. Who's it for, and why would you need it? Well, once upon a time, long ago, media was something that was handled by the company PR person or the CEO. But now we're all doing it, all the time, communicating on channels that are changing and emerging so fast that we can barely keep up. Be honest, 3 months ago, had you ever heard of Zoom or TikTok? But although the media is moving like an express train, the basics of shaping and crafting a message have not changed. The way you deliver that message still matters, perhaps more so than ever, because you have to cut through the clutter. And nor is this course aimed at just professional marketers and communicators. More and more of us are being called on regularly for comment. Lawyers, doctors, engineers, accountants, academics, people in public service, trade unionists, and a whole lot more. When do you say yes to an interview? And is it okay to say no? What should you wear if you're going to be on camera? Can you ask for questions in advance? And how do you get over something as basic as fear of making a fool of yourself? So this course is for you if you want to understand how the media works, how to use it to your advantage, and how to make yourself stand out. And let's not forget that in this post-COVID world, with social distancing, many more of us will be working from home and on our computers and laptops. We'll be communicating with colleagues, with customers, and senior players in our organizations. And that being the case, it's suddenly become very important that you know how to look your best on camera, and, just like with any other media interaction, how to shape and craft your messages and stories. Yes, we're all TV stars now. So join me for a course in 10 short parts, which will run in total about 2.5 hours. I'll show you examples of people who really needed media training and decided they didn't. We'll talk about message crafting, TV, radio, print, social media, crisis communications, and media from your home computer. I'll also share some professional tips and techniques to help you get over the fear of the butterflies in the tummy. And if you do decide to come along, you'll also qualify for a personal, private Zoom session of 30 minutes with me directly. And during that conversation, I'll be able to answer any queries, any worries, any issues that might have cropped up along the way. Who needs this course? I think we all do. So I look forward to seeing you at Gibbs Online.
Over 90% of digital transformation strategies for organizations fail, or takes much longer than is required. Digital transformation is a strategic imperative, and it has to happen at pace. This program is built around 3 levels. The first level, you as the leader, the individual level, with much of our research showing us that authentic leadership is really required to successfully implement or take organizations through digital transformation. At the second level, the organizational level, we really talk about strategy and innovation, as well as the technology. However, interacting with the second level is the third level, which is really about the macroeconomics. But we look at this from a geopolitical perspective, as well as from an economics perspective. Our program is over a 4-week period and really looks at senior leaders who are looking to leverage technology at the organizational level as a catalyst for digital transformation.
Welcome to our Gibbs Masterclass on Behavioral Linguistics. I'm Lee.
And I'm Tegan.
And we're from Breadcrumbs Linguistics, a firm that specializes in nudgy communication. In this 7-video course, we're going to be introducing you to the business of behavior and showing you how you can use communication in both your personal and your professional lives. The end goal, to influence decision making. Here's what you can look forward to. First up, we'll give some background to the growing field of behavioral science, which is all about how we make decisions. We'll then introduce you to behavioral linguistics, which focuses specifically on persuasive communication. Next up, we'll take you through the FEAST framework and show you how you can apply the behavioral principles of fun, easy, attractive, social, and timely to your communications. The tips and tools from this course will help you to quickly and easily upgrade your communication skills by applying these insights from behavioral science. Throughout the course, there are fun examples and practical activities to complement the academic course theory. We can't wait to show you this world, so let's get started.
Do you know that you could predict when your employees are about to leave? More importantly, how do you hold on to those critical skills? And the data allows us to unpack these gems that exist in the wealth of this mess of data that we often see. So what are you doing with your data? A critical core competence resource that every organization has. Yet very few have been able to unpack the gems of insights that give them a competitive advantage. I'm Manoj Chiba, and I'll be delivering a masterclass on predictive analytics. In the masterclass, we'll understand what the different types of data are, how do you really unpack and get business value out of it, where I leave you with a framework to be able to build a business case around data and predictive analytics specifically. Because let's be clear, data is the core ingredient. And through this masterclass, I'll show you why it's the critical ingredient for everything else.
Hi, my name is Ian Reda, and I'd like you to join me at Gibbs on a 4-hour online program called Return on Marketing Investment. Now, who should be on this program? Well, most managers should be on this program because everybody needs to know how to calculate return on marketing investment. However, it's specifically tailored for sales and marketing managers. Why should you be on this program? Well, in a more fragile economy, managers are going to be asking tougher questions. So you really need to discover the language of return on investment. There are 3 major benefits to be on this program. The first is you need to know how to calculate ROMI to be taken seriously in the boardroom. The second benefit is you will discover that ROMI is actually your missing link on your CV. And the third benefit is you'll know which campaigns to run again and again and which campaigns not to run again. How does this program work? Well, I'll be guiding you through 5 online videos which take you through dozens of easy case studies. You'll also have exclusive access to 3 powerful Excel spreadsheets that will help you immensely with all your calculations. So I really look forward to seeing you at Gibbs online.
Hi, it's Norman Shawn here, and on behalf of Gibbs, I'd like to introduce you to the program on scenario planning and strategic thinking. I think it's a pretty obvious thing to start off by saying that the rate of change is accelerating. The world is becoming more complex and uncertain. And like Moore's law, we can expect this rate of complexity and change to keep accelerating each and every year. However, we continue to use linear ways of thinking and planning, and it's very difficult to really make an impact in this environment by using these outdated ways of thinking and planning. So we need new tools, we need new processes, and we need new insights to think and plan effectively in this environment. Scenario planning and strategic thinking is a practical program in which we will learn how to use scenario planning to develop plans for an uncertain future, practice and enhance our strategic thinking, and to develop our very own scenario plan which we can use for our business, for our family, or even our career. We have 4 areas of focus. The mind of the strategist, where we learn to understand how the brain works and the impact that that has on strategic thinking. We'll talk about decision intelligence, which is about asking the right questions, collecting the right information, using the right tools, and mitigating cognitive bias in the way we think and make decisions. We'll talk about the principles and actually show you the practice of scenario planning. And finally, we'll show you how to define and communicate your strategy in a really compelling way. So, what are the benefits of you attending this program? Well, harness the power of your brain and improve your strategic thinking. Use decision intelligence to improve the quality of your decision making. Develop an actionable scenario plan. And finally, develop clarity and the ability to communicate a compelling approach to your future strategy.
Stories are an ingrained and important part of the human experience. Our entire lives are woven around stories. Stories entertain, teach, and motivate us. They can also have a negative impact on us. They are the very foundation on which our world is built. We influence others with our stories, and we are in turn influenced by the stories we absorb. The most effective leaders know how to weave together narratives that inspire and incentivize action, or a change in behavior or perception in their stakeholders. Over the past decade, the skill of storytelling has gone from a good to have to a must have as the world continues to become a much smaller space. Join me, Mimi Kalinda, as we go on this journey together. The purpose of this course is to encourage you to delve into storytelling and to explore how your authentic narratives can be used to support and/or to enhance your influence within and outside your organization. I believe that whether you work in the public, private, or social impact sectors, you'll find some tools here that will help you to craft authentic and compelling narratives which drive your organizational objectives forward.
Have you heard about the concept of anti-fragile? There are different ways to lead and manage your business, particularly in very uncertain times. Anti-fragility challenges conventional practices in areas like efficiency and lack of wastage. For example, did you know that as you increase the efficiency of the organization, you actually make it more fragile? There are better ways of handling and preparing for uncertain futures than simply trying to be responsive and agile. There are new ways of studying and preparing for the future, and new ways of problem solving in uncertain and complex environments, particularly where there is no best practice. If these things interest you, join us on our new program, Strategic Resilience. We will outline practical ways of dealing with these issues. These are based on clear research and focused on practical application. So join us and me, Dr. Norman Shawn, on our new 6-week program, all delivered online and interactive at Gibbs Business School.
Hi there, I'm Norman Shawn from Gibbs. Have you ever wondered what is meant by the term strategic thinking? I've always been interested in this subject. What does it mean? Are the people who do it somehow special? And can it be learnt? And so what we've done is we've assembled all we know about this by combining perspectives from economics, business strategy and neuroscience. I guess we're using an approach which you might call neurostrategy. So what do we mean by strategic thinking? Well, it's the ability to see beyond what is in front of you, to see around corners, to see over the horizon at what might be coming at you, and to really make sense of things that are highly complex, uncertain in this changing world. So how does our program do this? Well, we look at 3 things. We look at the concept of you as the strategist, how your brain works when you're thinking strategically. What is the DNA of strategic thinking? We show you a range of techniques and approaches which will help you to think strategically, particularly in a complex and changing, uncertain environment. And finally, we show you how you can make you and your organization future-proof, how you can prepare yourself and your organization for this ever-changing environment of high levels of uncertainty. So, 6 videos, readings, workbooks and exercises, all combined in a highly integrated Gibbs Masterclass series designed to enhance your ability to think strategically. I do hope you'll join me, and I look forward to welcoming you to Gibbs.
Know the future, but we can and we should know of the future. Building futures intelligence, which combines futures literacy with futures consciousness, is one way of focusing our efforts towards not only measuring and making the future, but also mastering the future and changing how we see ourselves and our businesses within this preferred future. It's Peter Drucker who famously said, the best way to predict the future is to create it. So if you are an aspiring futurist, private or public sector leader, an entrepreneur, an innovator, a strategist, a student, or just someone interested in creating better futures for your organization and for yourself, this course is for you. So join me, Dr. Rose Phillips, to build the futures muscle needed to engage with the future, so you can make better decisions today that transform tomorrow for better. Do you know what I want? I want future generations, our descendants, to proudly reflect back to this day, this moment, this generation and say thank you. You left us a great legacy. You were great ancestors.